You mean 2 over x, and plus
3 over x squared.
That's it. Let's check. X squared times 1 is that. X squared, one of the x's will go away and I get 2x. X squared with x squared will go away when I multiply and I get 3. Do we agree with this? What is the degree of the denominator now?
Is that 2x or 2x squared?
Where?
Where we're adding where the 2x, yeah.
So let's do this together. X squared times 2 over x. I simplify an x and I get 2x.
Oh, okay.
Good. So what is the degree? Right. That's okay. We need to discuss these things.
Okay.
So what is the degree of the denominator?
2.
Good. Can anyone give us the terms in parentheses so that the problem is correct? I mean, this product equals 3x squared plus 5.
3 plus 5 over x squared.
Brilliant. Awesome. Very good. Yay! That's exactly what I want to do. And now before we write the answer here, I need to explain one more thing. If I have 1 pi and I want to divide it into 10,000 people, and I start knocking on people's doors, and today I get to you from, I don't know, 16-inch pie. How much will you get by the time I get to you? You are number 9,999. How much will you get from it? Okay, I'll make it even easier. 10 million.
Oh, Lord.
So, Stacy, how much will you get?
1.
So I take a piece and a piece and a piece, and you're 9,900,000.
0.
Very good. So the point I'm making, when x approaches infinity, can anyone tell us where this is going, where this is going, and where this is going? That's my point with this silly example. The tendency. What is the tendency?
Basically 0?
Yes, 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 yes. So all these are gone. Goodbye. Thank you very much. Can anyone give us the limit?
One over 3.
Excellent. Because there is nothing else, which means that y equals 1/3 is a horizontal asymptote. I'm going to write it here. So y equals 1/3 is the horizontal asymptote. What does it mean? I'm not graphing the function. It means that y equals 1/3 is this line, and the function as x approaches infinity, the function does this. Either, not both, either from above gets closer and closer, closer and closer, closer and closer to 1/3, or from below. That's what it means. Very good. Any questions on this? I know.
Why we choose a horizontal asymptote?
When we are talking about the tendency, the limit of the function as x approaches infinity is 1/3. As x approaches infinity, the limit of the function values get closer and closer to 1/3. We are not choosing. The limit chose for us. I can't choose this. It all depends when I get. Is that better?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I have a question.
Yes?
If instead of 1/3 we had, for example, y2, then
You're saying y equals 2?
yes.
So if the limit is 2, then I have this situation. 1, 2, y equals 2. And then I'll have either from below, not both, or from above. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. Anything else? I thought somebody else had a question.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if you go to the previous page,
Yes, right here.
so why exactly did you just say that 2/x and 3/x² were just 0? How did you do that?
Because 1 divided by a huge number is almost 0. X approaches infinity.
Okay, that was the logic for that.
So if I have 2 pi's and I divide it by 10 million, no one will get anything in the
Yeah,
end.
no one's gonna do it.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why.
And then what was the 1/, or yeah, the 1/3? Why did you use that as the horizontal asymptote? Is that just because?
Because the tendency of this function, the limit as x approaches infinity for this function is 1/3.
Okay, but it never reaches that.
It never reaches that. We say
Okay.
maybe eventually.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Very good question. Thank you. Anything else? Okay, moving on, we have one more type. Let's take a look. Let's say a 42, limit as x approaches 4 from the square root of x² minus 9. Okay. What we normally do with this function is we have to state its domain. Can anyone tell us, remind us, refresh our memory on how to find the domain of this function? We've had many examples in the homework too. What do I have to write?
x² minus 9 greater than or equal to 0.
Excellent, thank you. Well, this is quadratic. We cannot, it's inequality. Quadratic inequality. We do not move 9 to the other side and take square roots. That's allowed in an equation, not in inequality. Can anyone quickly factor this for us?
X plus 3, x minus 3.
Brilliant, thank you very much. So one option would be to what I show my students. This is a table that I like very much. You don't have to. If you find a different way and an easier way, you can use it. But this is very visual. So what did I do here? X is the variable in the problem. I see x, right? So x can be any number between negative infinity and infinity. Then I copied the first factor. Then I copied the second factor. I'm not really interested in this or this. I'm interested in the product. So I'm using this table to study the sign, just the sign of x plus 3, x minus 3. Can anyone tell us when is this 0? When is x plus 3 0?
When x is minus 3.
Excellent. So negative 3 is one solution. But what about for x minus 3? When is x minus 3 0?
X is positive 3.
Yes. So I'm going to put these two numbers, negative 3 and 3, in the correct ascending order. For x plus 3, I will write 0 under negative 3, as you told me. For x minus 3, I will write 0 under 3, as you told me. And for the product, when either one is 0, the product is also 0. Between -3, infinity and -3, choose a number, plug it in, and tell me the sign. Just the sign. I don't want to know the number. I just want the sign. Plug in any number between these two in here and tell me the sign.
Negative.
Excellent. Anytime after -3 and tell me the sign. Anything.
Positive.
Very good. Good. The same thing for x minus 3. To the left of 3, plug in any number you want and tell me the sign.
Negative.
That's it. And outside is positive. Now, the product of two negatives, what sign do I write?
Positive.
Excellent. The product of a positive and a negative, what sign do I write?
Negative.
And opposite positive. Oops. Okay. So, which sign do I want? Which sign is greater than or equal to 0? What am I looking for? Which sign should
Positive.
positive? Is this positive anywhere? Yes. For these values of x. So I determine the domain between -infinity, -3, union 3 to infinity. This is how one method of solving quadratic inequalities. The other method will be to graph it. I know it crosses at -3 and 3. Of course, it's below the x-axis here, so it'll be negative, and here will be positive. Exactly what we got. Positive to the left of -3, positive to the right of +3, and negative between solutions, because it's below the x-axis. If you don't want to do that, do this. If you don't want to do this, do that. But do not move 9 and take square roots. That's not allowed in an inequality. It's allowed in an equation only. So the domain,
Professor Ned,
yes?
a silly question. So, what the question, let's say this came in our exam. What would the question be?
The question would be to find the limit, and on the side it would say, find domain first for the function f of x.
And you expect that we reach the last resolution, right?
You will see in a moment. I'm going to choose another example and I'll show you why this is so important.
Okay.
Very good question, actually. So now, where is 4? Is 4 in the domain or not? Because if 4 is not in the domain, I will say DNE and I'm finished with the problem. Is 4 in the domain of this function?
Yes.
Yes. So please plug it in then. I am allowed to plug it in.
1.
So 4 squared is 16. 16 minus 9.
Oh.
16 minus 9 is? Anyone?
7.
That's it. I want to give you another example now for the same problem. Limit as x approaches 3 from the left of x squared minus 9. And now you will understand fully why the domain is absolutely crucial. Can anyone give us the answer here?
Arrow.
Very good. What you mean is DNE. Because 3 from the left is here. This is where 3 from the left is. The function does not exist 3 from the left. What about this? I couldn't hear you, Tess. Say it again.
No, does not exist.
Anyone else?
No, infinity. 0.
Very good. So 3 from the right exists. 3 squared is 9. 9 minus 9 is 0. The square root of 0 is 0. Final question.
I don't get that.
9 minus 9, you do. I'm sure you do.
No, on the top, the domain is going to be including or excluding the plus 3.
It has to be, you told me this, right? You told me greater than or equal to 0, right?
Oh, okay.
Didn't you say that?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. You told me, just to make sure. It has to include. Can anyone give us the answer here?
Does not exist.
Of course. Because the limit from the right is 0, but the limit from the left does not exist. So the limit from either side cannot exist. That's why for a situation, as you see, there are many, many different functions. That's why I cannot give you a recipe. For the previous function, I didn't say find the domain. But here I have to. For the square root, I have to. So we had to find the domain and then analyze if this value is in the domain. This value is not in the domain because 2.99 is not in the domain. 3.1 is in the domain, so I can calculate. The limit exists from the right. But because one or the other does not exist, the limit from either side cannot exist. We
Why
can
is the
Yes?
limit from the left not in the domain? Can you explain that
Yes.
more thoroughly a little bit?
So 3 from the left means 2.9. Can you plug in 2.9 here? Try. Put in the calculator. So write it like this. The square root of 2.9 squared minus 9. And tell me what the calculator gives.